They laughed when they snapped her mother's necklace, the only thing she had left to remember her by. But what they didn't know was that the quiet girl they picked on had trained for this moment her entire life. Not to hurt people, but to survive them. This isn't just a story about bullying or revenge. It's about pain, strength, and how one girl turned heartbreak into honor. And if you think you know how it ends, you don't. Watch till the end. You'll want to stand up and clap. Blue Book Chapter 1, The Necklace. It was a simple silver chain, a delicate pendant shaped like a rose. To anyone else, it looked cheap, something you might find in a thrift store. But to Lena, it was her world. Her mother had died 3 years ago from cancer, and before her final breath, she had clasped that necklace around Lena's neck, whispering, "Whenever you're scared, remember I'm right here." And since then, Lena had never taken it off. Not even once. But high school is cruel to quiet kids. Especially ones who walk alone, speak softly, and wear the same necklace every day. Lena had always been small for her age. Not just in size, in presence. She barely spoke. She kept her head down. She blended into the background. And that made her an easy target for Jenna and her crew, the untouchable girls who ruled the school like they owned it. Jenna had everything Lena didn't: money, friends, confidence, power. And worst of all, she enjoyed breaking things that others loved. It started with whispers. Then came the locker shoves, the accidental trips in the hallway, the stolen lunch trays. But one rainy Friday afternoon, it went too far. Lena had just come out of gym class, clutching her books against her chest, when Jenna and her girls cornered her near the stairwell. "Hey, quiet mouse," Jenna sneered, flicking her long fake nails. "Still wearing that ugly necklace?" Lena instinctively clutched it. "Don't touch it," she whispered. Jenna laughed. "Ah, is it your dead mommy's?" Lena turned to walk away. But before she could take 2 steps, Jenna reached out, grabbed the chain, and ripped it from Lena's neck. There was a snap. Then silence. Then laughter. The pendant flew through the air and clattered onto the floor. Before Lena could pick it up, one of the girls stomped on it with her heel, crushing the delicate rose. The world went still. Lena stood frozen, her breathing shallow, her eyes burning. And in that moment, something inside her broke open. She bent down, picked up the shattered pendant with trembling hands, and walked away. She didn't say a word. But she didn't cry, either. That night, she went home, opened her closet, and pulled out something she hadn't touched in months. Her black martial arts GI, and the black belt that her mom had tied around her waist when she earned it at age 12. Lena stared at herself in the mirror. And for the first time in years, she saw fire in her own eyes. Martial Arts Uniform Chapter 2. The fire she buried. Lena hadn't stepped into a dojo since her mother passed. Her mom had been her coach, her biggest fan, and her training partner. After she died, martial arts felt empty, like punching air instead of purpose. But grief changes you. And now, all Lena could think was, "She didn't raise me to break. She raised me to rise." So the next morning, she trained. Every day. Before school. After school. Every night. Push-ups. Kicks. Kata. Breathing. Discipline. She didn't train for violence. She trained for control. Because she knew that revenge wasn't about fighting back. It was about rising so high they couldn't reach you anymore. But fate had a different plan. 2 weeks later, it happened again. Another rainy afternoon. Another empty hallway. Jenna and her gang caught her coming out of the art room, clutching her sketchbook. "Hey, Karate Kid," Jenna mocked. "Still pretending you're some kind of ninja?" The girls laughed. "Let me see what you're drawing," one said, reaching for her book. Lena backed away. "Come. Focused. Leave me alone," she said. Her voice was clear this time. Steady. But they didn't listen. When one of the girls lunged and shoved her, Lena didn't move back. She stepped forward. And with one swift, controlled motion, she caught the girl's wrist, twisted gently but firmly, and dropped her to the ground. Jaws dropped. The hallway went silent. Another girl charged. Lena stepped aside, tripped her with a sweep, and let her fall into the lockers. Jenna stood frozen, wide-eyed. "You crazy freak," she screamed. "You'll pay for that." She lunged. Big mistake. Lena ducked, pivoted, and swept her feet out from under her. Jenna landed with a thud. She wasn't seriously hurt, just bruised and stunned. But the damage was done. Phone cameras had captured everything. The girl they used to call Quiet Mouse had just dismantled the queen bees without breaking a sweat. Lena looked down at Jenna, then calmly said, "This wasn't about you. It was about her." She opened her sketchbook and dropped a drawing in Jenna's lap. It was a picture of her mom, wearing the necklace, smiling. And then she walked away. Checkered flag ending/closing message, narrator voice. Lena didn't get suspended. In fact, the video went viral. Not because she hurt people, but because she didn't want to. She only fought when she had no other choice. Weeks later, the school hosted a self-defense seminar, and guess who they asked to lead it? Lena didn't go looking for revenge. She found something much more powerful. Self-respect. Because real strength isn't about hurting those who hurt you. It's about healing from what they broke, and becoming stronger anyway. Let me know if you'd like. A voiceover script. A YouTube SEO package, description, hashtags, keywords. A thumbnail text or image prompt. Translation/subtitles in Urdu or Hindi. This version is written to fit a 10-minute YouTube video narration, with pacing and pauses.